Hey everybody, this is a late night video, technically Saturday morning. It's still Friday to me because I haven't gone to sleep yet. Anyway, so earlier Friday, I recorded a video on my thoughts of the Star Wars Legion miniatures, which for some reason, YouTube decided to cut a 30-minute video down to 25 seconds when I uploaded it. So I apologize, and I'm going to do this again, and it'll actually be a shorter video this time. So this is not about the gameplay itself. Okay, there are plenty of videos concerning that you can look up. This is just my thoughts on the miniatures themselves. Are you getting your money's worth with the expansions and with the core set? Okay, so we're going to get right into this. So what you have assembled in front of you, this is the Rebels expansion, Rebel Troopers, and Stormtroopers expansion. Each of these expansions are $24, and they come with 7 models a piece. So what I have here, this is from the core set. When you get your core set, the models are individually bagged. Well, let me go back a little bit. In the expansion, each of these models are individually bagged. Okay. The core set, when you have duplicate models, they both come in the same bag. Rebels, Stormtroopers. These were 2 I picked out randomly. So this is pretty much how you're getting your model. There is a rare exception. Sorry for the lack of focus. There we go. But for the most part, the head and the body legs are all attached. Arms plug in like so. This is how your arms are set up, which net results in this. Now, for the most part, the arms do pop in rather easily, and I believe the design concept for this was unbox, attach your arms with a little bit of glue them onto your base, you're ready to play if you don't want to paint them. Okay, same thing with the Stormtroopers. Again, I just picked out the 2 at random from the big bag that comes in the core set. Now the models themselves is the core of what I want to talk about. The detailing is okay. There's not a lot of flash. There's not a lot of mold lines on them, so they're easy to clean. However, to me, it feels like these models are something you would get out of a Gashapon claw machine. They feel cheap. I don't feel that they are $24 models, simply because of the gimmick where you're plugging and playing in the arms. So if you want to do different positioning for your arms, like a Games Workshop kit, that option is not available to you unless you want to do a lot of green stuff work in order to do it. So basically, you're going to have a whole lot of troops. If you decide to go with a true Legion, you're going to go get a whole lot of troops that look exactly the same. I mean, like I said, even the heads don't come off, with the exception of this figure right here. Her, well, we don't know if it's a male or female. It looks like it's a male, and I wish I could have gotten the random one out. Sorry for the lack of focusing again. It's coming in, but anyway, it looks like it's a female. This trooper here is definitely a female. There we go. The only way you can tell is by the breast, just to be blunt. Okay, so yeah, the plastic on these feels cheap. Doesn't feel like the plastic you find in GW models, which is really sad. I was expecting for $24 for 7 models, I'd have a lot more variety, and I don't. You'd have to do a lot of, like I said, a lot of green stuff work in order to change positions, remove the hands and whatnot. You know, and I am pleased with the size. We'll compare it here. This is a Primaris Sergeant, and let me get the Stormtrooper Commander next to him. The Stormtroopers, everything comes in gray. Everything comes in gray plastic. Obviously, your Primaris is bigger, bulkier because of the armor, but they're a nice size. They're a nice comparable size. The base size is actually the same height, and they are the same height. you know. So, that's nice. I do like this scale. I think this is like 32 millimeter. I could be off. It's been a long day for me. But yeah, I do like the scale of the models. I wish they had a lot more detail. Stormtroopers are stormtroopers. You don't know if they're male or female. Doesn't really matter because they are the faceless enemy. But on these rebels, pretty much all the males have mustaches or beards or goatees. That's how you know they're male. And that's pretty sad. Unfortunately, you can't do a lot of head swaps unless you cut off the head. Like I said, only one of them had a head that I can actually pop on, and that was the female with the larger weapon. On this one, in particular, both arms are separate pieces, so you do have to glue them in. But because of that peg, they go in one position unless you do some cutting. And the legs pop in from the front to the back. And that's about it. That's all you get. The easiest model to put together with the least amount of work was this Duros, the only alien that I've seen available for the game. Very easy to put together, very little cleanup I had to do on mold lines. Problem was, I'm going to get to that in a minute, is the arm sockets, which we will get to right now. When you're assembling these things, again, for 24 bucks, I would expect a little bit better. But when you're assembling them, those arm pegs on quite a few of these models, I had to either cut completely off, shave down, or trim down quite a bit in order for them to sit flush to the main body, to the shoulders. Rather disappointing. And with them being like this, like I said, there's like no repositioning whatsoever unless you're going to do some major green stuff. And if that's your thing, that's cool. But for me, for the amount of money I'm spending, no. 24 bucks I would have rather had, instead of this type of setup, where it's literally plug and play, I would have rather have a multi-sprue kit of, even if it was just 10 models, but I was be able to mix and match these arms and put them in different positions, swap out the heads. I would have been really happy with it. Excuse me. But as it stands right now, no. I'm not too thrilled with it. Will I be getting more models? Probably so, because my son, Anakin, really wants to play this game. It's Star Wars. And this does have the potential to become a legacy game. And when I say legacy, I'm talking about multi-generations playing this game, picking up your collection after you've gone. Your kids, your grandkids will play it because it's Star Wars. Star Wars is a multi-generational story. My parents took me to see it. I've taken my kids to see all the films. They all love it. They've grown up on it. I grew up on it. So yeah, there was real potential here. Just I really honestly don't think the price value is worth it, in my opinion. As you notice, I have the ATST head here also, Scout Walker. Not too thrilled with it. I honestly don't think this is a $50 model. Mainly because of the lack of detailing on it. You can go and pick up the Bandai model kit, the 1/72nd scale, I believe is what it is. I don't know, I'm going to pick one up tomorrow because I'm so dissatisfied. Yeah, you can see a little bit of glue there. I did not glue this together. This comes assembled. The only thing I have popped on is this cannon here and the grenade launcher over here. Those I just popped on. But everything else, it's already pre-assembled. So this is like 4 or 5 pieces. I mean, right away from on the back of the head of the compartment, there's quite a bit of detail missing. Whereas you can spend $50 on the Bandai model kit and get a hell of a lot more detail. And it's actually a little bit taller than this. And then the hatch doesn't even open, which is a missed opportunity. Because I would have liked to have put maybe half, cut one of these Stormtroopers in half and have them standing up, sitting atop. Also, I'm not a fan of this right here, where the windows are. I'm going to have to paint them black or do some type of gel coloring. Use some Citadel Technical warp stone, blue warp stone, I think is what it's called, or something, because I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So yeah, there's that. Another thing with the ATST, none of this stuff is glued. This actually, which was really surprising, it's not Bandai Snap Tight, but you can pretty much snap it in place and put it there. This is the outside of the leg. The one thing, if it'll show up here, I think this is the one I started sanding down. Yes, it is. Okay. I didn't sand down the inside. So on the inside of the leg, you see those plastic mold injection points? I don't see why it's got 1, 2, 3. There's actually a fourth one that's already hidden. But it has it on this side. This is the inside of the leg, inside of the right leg. And I've already sanded them down off on the outside. So again, I don't understand why that's there. Also, you may want to take note. I'll do this real quick here. On the feet, like I said, I haven't put it together. That's your connection point for the foot. 2 pegs. Oops, there we go. 2 pegs go in. On the instruction manual, it does not have these pegs. I guess originally this was just supposed to slide in, and they just never corrected it on the assembly manual. So be aware of that. There's also a piece on the torso, the main chassis. Let me see if I could grab that out. Actually, yes, I can. Okay, this piece right here. This was supposed to, again, slide in with one solid piece. I glued this in last night. I shouldn't have, but I did. But it's got 2 pegs that are roughly right here and right here. Yeah, it should be right here and right here. And they just pop in. You're going to have to glue this piece on. But again, a lack of detail. This all already comes pre-assembled. You can see there's one injection point right here for this piece. So this is all already set up except for this. This part does come out. This is what you're going to put your head on. And unfortunately, because of the way that is, the head, it goes on this little ball socket right here. You can get a wide range of movement, but it doesn't stay on. It's staying on right now. But when you move this across the table, this is going to get loose. So you're constantly going to have to be putting it in the position you want. So unfortunately, unless you magnetize it, it will be in a static position if you so desire to glue it, which is, again, unfortunate. It's a missed opportunity. I honestly, in all honesty, I think for this particular model, for the ATST, I would honestly think, you know what, Fantasy Flight, maybe you should get with Bandai and just repackage their model with your stuff, because it's the same freaking price, except theirs is better. Just putting that out there. And I know on a lot of the Fantasy Flight game boards and some of the Legion boards, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this video. But don't stick your head in the sand, guys. Come on. Let's be real. I love Star Wars. My 18-year-old son is named Anakin. Okay, that should tell you how much I love Star Wars. And my head's not in the sand. I'm not going to say everything is through rose-colored glasses, that everything is perfect. This is beautiful models. These are not beautiful miniatures, not for their price. Like I said, I feel like these are more like Gashapon prizes than anything else. The plastic is of lower quality than what Games Workshop does. And actually, before anybody tries to say that I just love Games Workshop, I didn't mess with Games Workshop until Dark Imperium came out. Excuse me, because the new team at Games Workshop is actually giving you value for your box sets now. In all honesty, I did not play 40K for about 12 to 15 years because I did not feel the value was there. And now I'm actually appreciating the price of that box because I'm able to do quite a bit of stuff No, I feel like, yes, that is at least a $5 model, even though it's the plug and play, but I'm comfortable paying $5 for that rather than $5 for this. I mean, really, these to me feel like they're plastic army men. I mean, relatively speaking, we are playing games with little plastic men in military, in fictional universes. But you know what I mean, green army men, except they're in gray. That's what I feel Fantasy Flight has put out, and I'm really disappointed by that. So if I get any more, it'll be because my son requested it. I probably won't be buying any more by choice. So is there a value to this? You be the judge. I personally, I don't think so. Like I said, I'm not going to go out of my way to purchase anything else for this game unless my son specifically requests to, and I already dropped $160 on pretty much every expansion except for the T-47 Snowspeeder, because honestly it's way too damn small. I can't see it being $25. And if this is supposed to be true scale, if the vehicles are supposed to be true scale to the models, they definitely aren't. I'm going to give you a quick example, which you might have seen on the previous video that was uploaded, because that was the last 25 seconds. I've got to make some adjustments here. Let me bring this bad boy up. So my son, again Anakin, found at a thrift shop the original 1984 Shuttle Tidarium from Return of the Jedi. Sucker's huge. So if this is going to be, I apologize for the lighting, if this game is supposed to be true scale, this is the actual size of what, oh crap, look at that, he fell off. Easily fixed. Anyway, these Stormtroopers are the actual size they are supposed to be. Throwing some rebels there just for size. That is the correct scale. So don't plan on getting a true scale Shuttle Tidarium for this game anytime soon, because I'm sure it'll end up costing you $250, if not more. And Anakin found this one for $5. It's missing the cockpit, canopy, the loading ramp, and that area right there. But this would be true scale. That T-47 Snowspeeder is not true scale. And I'm not the only one who didn't buy it. Quite a few of my friends who got in the game, they didn't pick it up either. For the same exact reason. They didn't feel the value was there. So yeah, you guys be the judge. If this is what you want to spend your money on, go for it. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm just thinking for myself, it's not worth my money. Alright guys, you guys have a good evening, good morning, whatever time you're watching this. I have to assemble a whole bunch more of these, and they are quick assembly. Don't get me wrong, they are super quick to assemble. It's just, I don't think they're $24 super quick to assemble. Alright guys, you have a good evening. Let me know your comments. Give me suggestions. What do you think? What do you really think about these minis? Are they worth it? Are 7 miniatures for $24 US worth it? Let me know. And for those on various Legion boards, either via Facebook or Twitter, if you want to comment on this, please feel free to go ahead. Even if it's just to curse me out. But again, keep an open mind. Call it like it is. I ask you also, are these worth $24 compared to what other games sell for $24? Alright, have a good night. Take it easy, guys.